Hello everybody, this is Oak Tree Tarot Reader here and welcome to my pick a card video. Today the question is, am I on the right path? So this can be in any aspect of your life, love, career, friendships, family, whatever. Just apply the message as you see fit when you consider your particular situation, the path that you are currently walking. If nothing resonates or makes any sense, I have done a video of a similar title some time ago. You will be able to find it on my channel. Go there and you might find a better message for you in your particular situation. But yeah, there's just not everything's going to resonate, mainly because I'm going to be reading it so very generally, and it is aimed at lots of people that may be watching the video, and it's not aimed at any one particular individual. So yeah, so just remember that. Now we have option 1, 2 and 3. I'm going to put the timestamps to these 3 readings in the description box, along with all of my contact details for those of you that would like to book a private reading with me and follow me on Instagram and all the rest of it. I'm also going to put the timestamps in the pin it as top comment for those of you on a mobile device. So now I want you to prepare to make your choice. I want you to focus, relax, take a few deep breaths, close your eyes and make your choice. If you need a little bit more time, then please press pause, because I'm now going to be moving on to the first reading. Okay, those of you that chose option 1, here is your reading. So we have the Green Witch Tarot here, which represents the path that you are currently on. So what's on offer by continuing as you are, or what you're experiencing for some of you. We have the 8 of Atames, which is the 8 of Swords. I think actually I'm going to have to just move these candles out of the way, because I'm going to have too many. Sorry about that. So the 8 of Swords, basically, the 5 of Pentacles, we have the 7 of Atames, so another sword, and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so currently I think you either feel or you're aware that the promise of this particular path is not especially good. I mean, 8 of Atames, I think actually some of you can't see what's going on in front of you. You don't know which way to turn. You don't know what you're going to get from this particular path, this life that you're living. You might feel blinded by what's going on around you. You can't move left, right, forwards, backwards. You're just stuck, you're just trapped. You just can't see the way through it. There is a way through it. She's just got to sort of get herself out. You know, she's bound, but if she can somehow loosen the ropes and take the blindfold off, or even just take the risk and walk through the path, because there is a way through, and she'll get to safety. But I feel that this path just doesn't hold anything that you can see of any value for a lot of you. Or it's going to hinder your ability to see and understand things. And next we have the 5 of Pentacles. For some of you, it's just not going to be financially very profitable. Maybe this is in terms of a job that initially looks like, you know, sort of at least it's a job, but really it's not going to pay well. It's not going to pay you what you deserve. It's not going to be able to sustain your life, support you in your lifestyle. For others of you, it's about emotional nurturing. I know it's a pentacle, but it's just going to leave you wanting, leaving you out in the cold. You know, pentacles are about abundance and money and finances and assets, and about the things that are more important to us than money. Family, security, providing. So this suggests to me that this path is it's not going to provide you with what you need it to. And there's a repetition here of not being able to see, because some of you, behind this young lady, there's a warm fire in the stone circle. and she can't see it because she's pondering on the fact that she hasn't got enough money. So this could just symbolize that there is a better opportunity out there for you to be financially successful, but you can't see it. And this is what this path is going to offer you, you know, sort of a blindness to what's on offer for you. It causes you, you know, when poverty is such a bind, when you're too poor, you can't do anything. The little money you have has to be spent on keeping a roof over your head, keeping yourself warm, fed and clothed. But it also limits your opportunities, because what you can spend your money on, it's cheap stuff. It's cheap food, which is unhealthy for you. It's cheap clothes that really don't show you off to your best because they're cheap. They're not going to last very well. The colours wash out quite quickly, the fabric's poor quality, and the stitching's terrible. And you know, you turn up to a nice fancy job interview and they just look and they say, God, they look a state, because your shoes, you should have gotten rid of them years ago, but you really can't afford another pair of shoes, and they did cost a lot when you had money. So they're sort of going to blind you and limit you, possibly financially, to other opportunities, because maybe you can't afford to travel to new places. Like, there's a great job, but it's an hour's train ride away and you can't afford the ticket. This path that you're on is really going to require you to be cunning and stealthy and pit you against others. This is the Hunter card. You know, the sword, the Seven of Swords for Tames for me always sort of does represent people like keeping quiet for their own benefit. And this is what this Hunter's done. He's laid out a trap and caught the bunny rabbits. You know, he's got to feed his family. He's got his wife, he's coming back with the rabbits, with the bacon, so she can cook the meals. But he's had to be stealthy and pit his wits against the bunny rabbits in order to catch them so he can have food in his larder. So this path is really gonna, I think you're gonna have to really fight for what you want. And that's not an overt battle, you know, like some of the other cards where you really get this sense of jostling with others. This is you doing it on the quiet. You're not drawing attention to yourself. You're not coming out and saying, you know, what you want to fight. You're just quietly, you know, making it easy for yourself and making it more likely that you will succeed, but in a stealthy way. And I think as well, again, this sense of silence, you possibly will not open up to others because of this sense of not being able to see and not having enough, being in want. So it could be just, you know, that it isolates you, because they do look as though they live in the middle of the woods. The Knight of Pentacles, it's just going to be long, hard work, and you're not going to be able to stop until the job's done. You know, it could be, if it is a job, it's a long hours job that doesn't pay much in its hourly rate. You know, dirty work. You know, there's nothing wrong with long, hard hours when you're getting just reward, when you're being paid what you're worth, or that if you're doing something for your own pleasure, like you're working long hours on your hobby, or decorating your home, or doing something for your own value where it's not about being paid for it, it's for your own personal satisfaction, like you. I'm just trying to think, you know, like when people do those fabulous costumes when they go up to Comic-Con, they spend tons of money and tons of hours to end up looking like some, like, you know, their favorite film character or comic book hero, and it's a massive investment on their part, but they do it because they love it. But I don't think that you're going to be doing what you love. I feel this is going to be just hard, unrelenting work for you. So that, I mean, that paints quite a grim picture for those of you that chose option 1. It really does. And if that resonates with you, I think most of you are going to be thinking, yeah, it's time to explore other opportunities. So what else is on offer for you? You know, you could perhaps go and search for this particular path, or you might immediately recognise it as an opportunity that's been presented to you recently. But either way, it is on offer somehow, even if you have to manifest it for yourself. You know, you have to make it happen for yourself. The Green Woman Manifester. the Nine of Stones, tradition, and the Knight of Vessels, eel. This is the Wildwood Tarot. And this just is a very different picture. The green woman is the Empress, and it's about manifesting. It's about creating your own abundance. You know, the Empress has the seed and grows the wheat. She has the sperm meets the egg and she grows a baby. So if you change either your mindset where you are literally, or your attitudes, whatever this path that you're on, if you decide to actively change it and pursue better things, you will find that instead of want, you will have abundance. You will have all that you need, and hopefully most of what you want. But you'll certainly be better off emotionally, hopefully financially, but psychologically as well. Just better than this. It also gives you the opportunity to explore tradition in some way. So for some of you, it may be establishing a new tradition. Others of you, you might be able to draw on the support of your heritage, your culture, you know, your family. This is about honouring tradition and continuing it in respect for what's gone before, and recognising the value in what's gone before. There's no desire to actively destroy or change anything with this card. It's about, yeah, this makes sense to me, so I'm going to carry on doing this. And obviously, in a sense, it's a spiritual thing because he looks like he's meditating and in front of stone circle. But yeah, there's something to do with tradition that will support or encourage, or you can find abundance within tradition. Knight of Vessels. What's on offer? There's it's, in a sense, it's a romance and it's love. It's an offering of emotion. It's the Knight of Cups. You know, so you might be able to express your emotions much more. So if this is representative of being single, by actively deciding that you don't want to be single anymore and that you want to find someone, you will find that. You will find confidence in yourself and sort of the traditional bounds of a relationship, and find someone that you can offer your love to. Remember, you're the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Vessels. It's not about somebody coming forward to you and saying, I love you, or I fancy you, do you want to go out sometime? It's you will be able to go up and be in a position that you can come forward and say, oh, you know, I like you, do you want to come out for a coffee sometimes, or, you know, can I have your number? You know, it's about romance, charm, charisma. So some of you, if it's not about an actual relationship with other people, it's just about being charismatic and being able to be more authentically you. That you'll be able to, yeah, and get in touch perhaps with your romantic aspirations or feelings or desires. It just overall seems a lot more positive to me. It seems that there's a lot of isolation here and acting alone and sort of not being supported, and the opposite is here. That there's abundance, a sense of support, or a sense of security through, as I say, history, tradition, culture and heritage, and being able to express your emotions. Yeah. Well, those of you that chose option 1, that's your reading. Stay on the path or change. It is up to you. Please let me know in the comments section if you want to, how this all goes. If you do want a private reading from me, then email me on oaktreetarotreader@gmail.com and I will send you my price list and we can have a chat. Otherwise, I wish you all the best of luck for the future. Please take very good care of yourself, and thank you very much for listening to me. Bye. All right, those of you that chose option 2, this is your reading. So we have the Green Witch Tarot, and this represents the path that you are on now. So this might be what you're experiencing currently whilst you're living this life, or it might be, you know, it's sort of the idea is what's on offer if you carry on with this path. So it might be sort of the energies of the very near future for some of you. So we have the Sun. Ooh. 3 of Wands, Page of Wands, and 10 of Wands. Fire, 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 all the fires. So, I mean, this looks basically very good for being on this path anyway. So I wonder whether a lot of you already feel quite great on this path. Those of you who are thinking, no, this path stinks, this is why I want to know whether it's worth carrying on with. For some of you, yeah, it's really worth the investment of your time and effort, because we've got the Sun, which is just positivity, abundance, rewards, feeling happy, joyous, ecstatic. Everything's going right. You know, the sunflowers are growing, they're all healthy and fit. There's been a harvest, there's going to be, you know, enough that everything's just there. Everything's there, sunny and bright. 3 of Wands, you know, it's about, he's sent off the ship with his goods on it. Is it coming back with his healthy profit? It's about working with others in a collaboration. It's not an active like group project like the 3 of Pentacles. The 3 of Wands is sort of a business overall sort of prospect. The idea that he's created his business and created his goods, but with the support of others, i.e. the ship owners, the other merchants, that they've clubbed together and sent this ship off to sell their goods, to buy, you know, the exotic goods available at the other port on the other side of the world, and to bring it back to this port so that they can all sell their exchange goods for a profit. It wouldn't have happened if they hadn't have all worked together in order to make it a reality. So for a lot of you, if this is talking about a business, you know, you start your business off on your own, and this is, you know, the Page of Wands is also about somebody working independently, thinking about long-term plans and initiating plans that will have long-term results. And this is very similar, but with the added element of working in conjunction with others, in partnership with others. So this way forward, it's going to involve group efforts whilst also your own individual efforts. You know, your own individual projects and work and things that are going on. I'm trying to think, you know, if it's talking about friendships, that, you know, should I stay friends with these people? Is this the path I should carry on? You know, sometimes you can spend time with them, sometimes you can spend it on your own, but overall you'll be happy. But this path overall really offers you quite a diverse set of opportunities of being alone and doing things independently and being able to satisfy your own curiosity. And, you know, he's happy doing his own little thing and practicing his spells. And this person here is just waiting to see what he's got. The only thing that you could describe as a negative, but I wouldn't really, is 10 of Wands, which is hard work. It's going to take a lot of hard, long slog. You know, you're going to at points perhaps feel overburdened or overwhelmed with the work and the pressure of it, whatever this is, this path that you're on. But you've got positive cards, you've got the Sun as well, to say that it'll still be good, but life involves hard work, about feelings that you can't go on and you can't carry on with this, and maybe you should stop, and why did you start this anyway? But then you get to the top, she's going to get to that circle and be really pleased that she managed to get to the top with all of her wands, her stick of woods to perhaps light a fire with. So I think you will get what you need from it at the end. It's just going to involve lots of hard work. And for some of you, more hard work than you anticipate at this moment in time. But yeah, it just seems to offer you a lot. I mean, this is interesting because it's so good. For a lot of you, that resonates and you think, yeah, this makes sense, you know, working with others, but also working alone and all that. Why would you walk away from it? But some of you are going to think about walking away from this path because it might not necessarily provide you with a great deal of happiness for some of you, even regardless of this that's on offer. So I've got 3 cards that represent what's on offer, what you may want to try and find, or if you step away from this path, what's sort of there for you to discover. And I've got the Wildwood Tarot for this. And we've got jealousy, 3 of Arrows, jealousy. And we've got the 6 of Bows, abundance. And we've got the Page of Bows, stoked. Okay, so this is interesting because I think overall actually you'll be fine whichever path you take, because you've got abundance, having enough of everything you need. You know, it looks like there's a dark winter, but they've stored away enough fruit, mushrooms, vegetables to keep them well fed over the winter. So I don't think you'll be in want if you stepped away from the path that you're currently on. But I think you'll possibly be really overwhelmed with jealousy and other negative feelings, and sort of, I will include regret in that, because it's such a generalized reading of that. If you walk away from this, you might always think, but what could have been? And if other people have great success doing what you have walked away from, even though that you seem to be perfectly fine, you might be really resentful because you think, yeah, but I nearly did that. I nearly did it, and I walked away from it. Because we've got the Page of Bows, the Stoat. And this is about being, you know, really talented, unique, able. So this is why I think that you'll be fine either way overall. The only reason that I would sort of say, oh, think about it, is this jealousy card. But also the Stoat, this card, Page of Bows, can represent being too hasty, being too rash, thinking, you know, it's again, it's sort of fire, 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 and also another bows is sort of the fire with this deck, of acting too rashly and with too passion, and not thinking through the consequences too much, just thinking, oh, I've got to do this, and doing it, and not really thinking about what the long-term benefits will be. Whereas by staying where you are, there's a card that represents planning for the future and anticipating long-term needs and planning for the future. So you've got someone that's steady and thinking of it and willing to work hard, and somebody that's sort of fly by night, fly by the seat of their pants person. So there's two contrasting sort of paths here. One I would suggest with a decent amount of instability, and one that implies by your own actions you will find stability, because you don't get to the 10 of Wands with someone humping up a load of wands up a hill without steadiness, perseverance, consistency and investment. So those of you that chose option 2, that's your reading. Will you stay or will you go? That is up to you. That's your choice. You've got to interpret the messages yourself and see what you would like to do with your life and your future. So please let me know in the comments section if this resonates with you, if it makes any sense. If you would like a private reading with me, then email me on oaktreetarotreader@gmail.com. and I will send you my price list and we can have a conversation. But otherwise, I will leave you with this. Please take very good care of yourself. I wish you all the best of luck for the future, and goodbye. Okay, those of you that chose option 3, excuse me, this is your reading. So I have here some cards from the Green Witch Tarot that represent the path that you are currently on. So this could, you know, resonate as what you're experiencing now, or what's sort of on offer if you carry on with this path. So we have the 4 of Atames, which is the 4 of Swords. We have, oh, I don't know how to pronounce that, but Siddhi, which is Temperance. We have the King of Chalices, which is the King of Cups. And we have the 3 of Chalices, which is the 3 of Cups. So if you carry on the way you are, there's a lot of healing on offer. This is somebody that's gone off to really ponder on it, process the information, let it happen in their subconscious, retreating to plan and strategize even. But you're going to go, you're either doing it at the moment, or you're going to make the decision to go off and lie back and not worry about it and just let it happen in your mind. You're going to be thinking about it. It's still going to be active within you, but you're not active with it, with this situation physically. You retreat from it. even to let events unfold without you participating in them. You got to have a break and a rest from it. And then the Temperance card, it's the healing. It's about creating your own little recipe, your own little medicines in order to get the right outcome. You know, she's got a book there of spells that she's going to cast and things, you know, to create magical potions or medicines, and create that balance within her, mixing up the emotions. So some of you are retreating to understand and process something, and you will come to that understanding. You might have mixed feelings about it, i.e. that you might come and think, oh, well, I can see why this happened, but I'm still mad, or I can see why they're mad, but I still think I did the right thing. That kind of thing, situation. But there's a lot of healing here of almost like coming to terms with something, or coming to an understanding of it. This is, you know, gaining a wisdom or maturity from this path. And we've got King of Chalices, which is like emotional balance, emotional maturity. And in this deck, it's somebody who's jolly. I mean, this man looks happy. He's not going to cause any trouble. It's about going with the flow, being fairly relaxed and chill, not getting really angry, defensive, passionate. Just sort of live and let live. C'est la vie, you know. And this is what this path's going to offer you, just the opportunity to think, okay, this is the way life is, this is the way people behave, and I'm not going to let it ruin me or hurt me. And this is celebration. This is having a good time with your friends. It's joyous celebration, and it's not family celebration, it's friends celebration. It's so it symbolizes literal friendship, but also having fun with people that you enjoy their company, you have a bond with them, but they're not blood relatives or those people that feel like they're your family. So this is really just being, this looks to me like somebody who's had to just go off and recover from something, but then comes out the other end really okay, and that they can go out and have fun and celebrate with their friends and be social and active and not retreating. It's just the complete opposite of the journey started off with. Is somebody isolated and insular and antisocial to somebody an extrovert, social, and able to have fun. I mean, that's a very much a healing path, I would say. Allowing you to become a well-rounded sort of person, or at least somebody that's not going to let things wind them up or upset them. So here we have the Wildwood Tarot, and this represents, if you don't like the sound of this, what you can find if you change paths. So like if you decide that you're going to actively search for another way to live your life, with however the path represents. So we have Four of Bows, celebration, another celebration, Two of Bows, decision, and Two of Vessels, attraction. I mean, what strikes me is we've got the Three of Chalices here, which I said is friendship fun. And we've got family celebrations here. Four of Bows, this is about being with your tribe, with your people, and being utterly uninhibited and celebrating, just being together. This is, you know, the wedding card, the christening card, the family, you know, celebrating the 21st or the 40th or the 50th, 60th birthday party, or big wedding anniversaries. This is about being with your kin and your people, your tribe. So by changing your path, you're going to have the opportunity of being with them. So I wonder whether this is more to do with a family reading than... It might be a relationship reading, but it seems to be like friends, family, because we've got the Two of Bows, which is decision, about making a decision to follow one passion versus the other. You know, this man, is he on fire because he's touching the wands, or is he lighting them on fire? It's what you invest in, what you plan to do, and being passionate and confident with it. So by changing your path, it's going to open you up to making some sort of choice and decision about something, depending on what your situation is. And maybe that choice is not on offer by carrying on the way that you are. because we've also got the Two of Vessels, which is attraction. And remember, it's could be a romantic attraction. It doesn't have to be, though. It also crops up with just general, you know, sort of affinity with another human being, and it can be an emotional thing like, I like you, I'm attracted to you. It could be quite simply, I like you and I feel that we are friends. It could be, we work together and I feel that we work really well together and we're a great partnership in work. You know, like the stereotypical cop drama where they're both partners and they work really well together, but one's a family person, the other one's a womanizer, and it's all flaky. They wouldn't choose to socialise and be friends together, but as a duo in solving crimes on the television, they're perfect. You know, so it's just an affinity, an accord, an attraction between two people for, you know, depending on the situation that you're both in, depending on work. And this is why I'm going to say that for some of you, if the path is to not try and repair a relationship with a family member, you will be okay and you will have a close relationship with friends. But if this is something like going and the other path is to connect with family again and making a choice to be friends or make up and close a drift that's happened between you and a family member or your family in general, you can come to a meeting between the two of you or you and your family that you can both agree on. It's like agreeing to compromise, meeting in the middle, agreeing to share an emotion, an interest. This is what this couple are doing. They're agreeing to share the flame of the heart and to pour their water into their cups. You know, that's what they're agreeing. And that emotion can be anything, or any sensitivity or any creativity. So some of you, this is work. It could be that you agree to create something together. If you're thinking the path I'm going to go on is to not try and connect with this person, to create something, you'll be fine. You'll get over it. But if you decide, I'm going to approach, or I'm going to say, come on, I think we can do this together, you know, you could actually create quite a decent bond where they become sort of part of your family or you become part of theirs, and you decide to create whatever together, you know, or accept the feelings like of friendship or sensitivity. It's emotion, sensitivity, creativity. And this is why I'm saying that for some of you it's about manifesting something creative, you know, artistic. Yeah, I think really for those that chose option 3, a lot of you that have chosen it, the path is resulting from something to do with people, a person or people in your life. And the others, I didn't get that impression. But this one, it doesn't have to be. Some of you, it might be, do I want to actually settle down with someone generally? Not, you haven't got anyone in mind, you're just thinking, do I actually want to get married and have kids? Or shall I just stay the way I am? And I think you'll be all right with the way that you are. I think you'll find emotional contentment and be happy in your life and have good friendships. And others of you, if you moved off that path and decided that you would choose to find someone with the aim of being with someone, you will find a partner. You know, once you put the effort in and make the choice of, well, I think I do, if I want to marry and have a family, I could do with meeting someone that is compatible, you'll do it. And you'll celebrate the idea of family and creating your own. Yeah. I think that's it. That's a relatively, I thought initially it was going to be a simple reading, and then actually when I saw these other 3 cards I thought, no, actually it's not as simple as I thought, which just goes to show me. So those of you that chose option 3, that's your reading. It's up to you to decide whether you want to stay as you are or whether you want to move. You're the one that has to live with the consequences. So think about it carefully before you do anything. And there's no rush. There is no rush. Please let me know in the comments section if this resonates with you or not. If you want a private reading with me, then email me on oaktreetarotreader@gmail.com. Otherwise, I wish you all the best of luck for the future. Please take very good care of yourself, and thank you very much for listening to me. Bye.